Greetings! welcome to the stream. I'll just pop over to the gaming... Sorry. Sorry, Mark, I forgot to say I hadn't put us over to the gaming screen yet, so...
Oh, I see.
So hello everybody. Welcome to the stream. I am once again joined by the fantastic Mark Gallie, who is going to be joining us today for a recording session. I'm just going to fade out the music. Give me just a second. But yeah, Mark, how are you doing? How are you doing today?
Doing good. Thank you very much. It's good to be back. Been looking forward to it. But yeah, doing all right. Excited once again to delve back into this. How are you doing?
I'm okay. I'm having a very some weeks are just checked out from like the day the first day forward, and it's difficult to kind of get yourself back up. That's been me this week.
Yeah, I do.
But just I mean, the thing is, I didn't get a weekend basically, so I think that's it. I think my brain's going, why haven't you stopped yet? So I think I'm kind of
it doesn't sound like that much when you're like, 2 more days doesn't necessarily sound like that much in a bit. But when the confines you go, but it's not just 2 days, because it becomes suddenly 12.
Yes.
Because you skip those 2 in the middle and then it's 12. And then 2 is not enough to recover from 12. 2 is not enough to recover from 5, in my opinion. So,
yeah. I mean, I think that's a big thing for next year. Is I need to get better at actually, sticking to my weeks and not overworking. But but this weekend was a trip, so I feel like it was a work trip, so it was kind of in the middle.
Those can be fun.
It was a really good trip. I had a fantastic time, but it was just that it was 4-hour train on Friday, 4-hour train on Saturday, 4-hour train Sunday, 4-hour train on Monday. So
travel's tiring. Again, does it you're like, oh, I'm sat in a train for 4 hours. Why does everything hurt?
Yes.
And, and you were sat 16 hours, 20 hours by your
yes, 16 hours round trip, which is. It was good though. I got to meet Dirk Maggs, which is a personal hero of mine, and I got to do an editing workshop, which went very, very well.
Fantastic. Yes.
But yeah, I'm kind of this week's fairly light anyway, but it's just been difficult to kind of get back into the swing of it. But we're there. But I'm getting there. That's the important thing.
So sometimes, and that's why sometimes you need something exactly like this when you're doing, when you're a creative, but you also work in a creative field, kind of that thing where someone that cleans houses, their place is always very dirty. Sometimes you need a passion thing to be re-energize you as well, to be do the thing.
That's a good way of putting it. Yeah, it was actually funny over the weekend. I was telling a lot of people about this, just because good. First of all, because I want people to tune in and watch it, but also it's we were talking about this last week. It's been quite creatively energizing, I think, yeah, but it was funny. I was very much just I'm making a new show. I'm making an audio drama live on stream, and they're like, all right, what's the story? And then I had to explain to them that, well, it's this game, and then I'm not very good at explaining the game. Essentially, is what I'm saying. So, the line of the weekend was, I mean, that sounds really confusing, but it also sounds like a lot of fun. But I'm very much of the belief. I think it was Flannery O'Connor was just if somebody asks you what the plot of a short story is, you shouldn't be able to explain it in a way that isn't just telling them just reading the short story to them.
Yeah, at a certain point, because you're well, what's it about? It's I mean, I don't have a 30-second trailer here for you.
Yeah, it's read it, find out.
Yeah.
Which is not helpful.
So it'll be easier, because next time you'll be like, remember the thing that you said sounded confusing? Yeah, here you go.
Yeah. Well, I was saying to Mark, hello, Mysterious, by the way. Sorry, I kind of I've had one eye on the chat, but I haven't really been paying attention.
Hi, chat.
I'm glad it is sunny in Wellington where you are. And yeah, the creative process in a nutshell is basically what we're talking about. But I was my partner Sarah had a read over the script at the weekend, and sort of sent me a voice note while I was away, and was just like, so it's really good. I don't get it, but at the same time, I also thought that when you sent me the scripts for the tower, so it's good. So I'm like, okay, well that's good. Like the tower worked out in the end. So I think we're
I haven't checked. So is episode 3 of the tower out yet?
Oh, good.
Part
yes,
3?
That's a good thing. We should say the tower part 3, episode 3 is coming out on Friday.
It's Friday. Okay.
Friday. Yes. Okay. Thank you for reminding me to do that.
Same rules.
Yes.
No, it was
exact same rules as last time. The spoilers are still the same.
Okay. Cool.
But yeah.
Just checking that more for me. I'm glad I was able to help in the announcement, though. That is good.
Oh no, like basically, I need to start getting better at these announcements because one of the things that was spoken about over the weekend at this audio drama festival was marketing and talking about marketing and like the importance of like making announcements everywhere. So I need to start making more announcements. Like there is now a Tumblr post on our Tumblr page that is just a link to the stream that we're just going to reblog every week, just because you can do that and it's amazing. Yes, Goblin Mixtape. Hello, thank you so much for joining us. Glad you could join us tonight. We're very much just dotting about right now. We haven't started yet. Very excited for part 3. Thank you. Like the series release has been going very, very well, and I'm kind of, and episode 3 is kind of a highlight for me, I think, as well. Like it's a very
Yes.
Yes.
So I had to
you,
go
you
through
stopped
the
me
episode.
there.
I had to go through my episode. I had to go through. I'm like, yes.
It's a very good episode. Is basically what we're going to say.
100%. They're all very good episodes.
Thank you.
But like, I don't think there's anything wrong with having favorites.
Yes. Everyone has a favorite episode. They just pretend they don't. Episodes are like, do you have a favorite? Like, no, we don't. You're all our favorite. Anyway,
it's like favorite children. We all know.
Yes. that was basically the joke I was going for.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
Explain the joke.
No, it's okay. That was it was a bit of a dense joke. I'll admit this. So what we're doing today. So today the plan is we're going to record the audio drama. We're going to record Anamnesis. The kind of initial plan is to try and get episodes 1 and 2 recorded. But I've worked with Mark before, and if you are thinking of working with Mark Gallie, the thing you need to know about Mark Gallie is that you will get through things very quickly, because Mark Gallie is a very good voice actor. So you're looking at maybe 2-3 takes per thing, and then you'll barrel through. So I reckon we're going to get through these quite quickly. So
you're very, very kind, and it's very, very, very nice of you to say. I'm in the aid of taking the comments and being the advocate as well. It was like I said before that a lot of times when working with you, that it is always very easy to work with you, because when you trust that you are going to be able to tell me what you need, and then if I am able to give it to you, I can always leave a session with you feeling confident, because if you were like, I like it, then that's good. That is good quality you've provided.
Yes, no, it's very, and also I was at a directing workshop over the weekend as well, so I have new things that I have learned, which is very exciting. So the plan is to get definitely 1 and 2 done today. If we have time, I would quite like to get at the very least episode 3 done as well. It'll mean the next recording session is very quick, because episodes 4 and 5 are quite short.
Super fast.
Well. So I mean, the dream is that we get all 5 of them done tonight. Because Mark, you're not available for like the next 2 weeks or something. Is that right?
I'm filming. The Scottish Storytelling Centre in Edinburgh is doing, it's part of their Year of Stories, their figures of speech shows. So the last one of them is next Wednesday. So I'll be filming and checking that out. It looks to be very, very fun. And then it's into December, and I'm one of those people that's all of their relatives' birthdays and special
Oh
occasions are
no.
from like November to January. So yeah, busy. And it turns out got with my wonderful partner, and we just added, so it's all together, all in that nice condensed space.
Mysterious has said Anamnesis speedrun, which I think is very.
I was gonna say we're aiming for a speed
An
run this
Anamnesis
evening.
speedrun any percent. Yeah. So and also because it works. If we can get all of them today, that's fantastic. Because I'm also spending all of next week recording another audio drama. But so to kind of, I don't want to be pushing myself in two different directions. So the hope is next week we can start editing. So it means I can come off the recordings for this other show. I don't know why I'm being mysterious about it. It's Folklore Season 2. We're recording Folklore Season 2 next week.
Yeah.
Which is very exciting and very, very cool. But like, because they're, it's being run by a theatre company, in the Works Theatre Company, it's a very professionally run, it's going to be a very professionally run recording day. And also there's new people coming into the studio, so it's very much just like, oh no, I actually have to have a certain level of, hello, welcome to the studio, come on in, sit down over here, can I get you anything? Not that I don't do that anyway, but I feel like it's always that nervousness of new people. You see, this is the problem with having a home studio, is that when people come in to record, there's the pressure of coming across professionally and providing a very welcoming recording environment for the people coming in, but you also have like the anxiety of being a host as well. Mm-hmm. So it's all one big bundle of thing. Oh, mood. I'm glad.
It's don't judge my workspace and my living conditions. It's a double whammy.
Please excuse the mess. Yes, it's pretty much that. Yeah. So that's what I'm doing this weekend, is giving I've still got like loads of I've got 2 boxes full of Nintendo Wii stuff that my mum dropped off that I still haven't sorted and put anywhere.
See, that's where you'd be bad for me, because you could leave that out and then I wouldn't notice any other part of the room.
Maybe that's the trick.
Maybe you don't need to clean. Maybe you just need a really eye-catching conversation starter that distracts.
That's what the synthesizers are for. But yeah, that's very exciting. I get to meet some new voice actors, which is always exciting, and always fun. I'm always looking to expand the pool of voice actors that I know. But yes, so we're going to record. So what we'd normally do for a remote recording session like this is that we'd be going through software called Riverside, but you can use Riverside to stream, but the problem is that it only streams when you're recording, so it would mean we'd have the entire stream. I'd have to edit from the entire stream rather than individual takes, which is fine, but at the same time I'd much rather do it this way and be able to have the separate takes recorded separately. So Mark is going to be recording locally, and he's going to send me the tracks afterwards. So we're doing this. He's
not nervous about doing it wrong at any point.
So we're going old school for this recording. But yeah, also this week we released the lines for our community recordings, which I'm very excited about. I'm excited about all of our wonderful listeners loaning us their voices for a lot of the extra stuff you're going to hear in this show.
It really sounded like you were trying to avoid saying that, like Ursula from The Little Mermaid. Give me your voices.
Give me your voices. Well, something again I learned over the weekend is that there's just lots of stuff that audio editors say that is quite weird. Like when I was doing the Q&A after my workshop, somebody said we were talking about like what directors and editors like from actors, specifically when they're recording their own lines separately. And somebody took the microphone and just went, "I like it when my actors breathe." That was just a very odd sentence. They're just like, I like having their breathing noises, and I'm just like, wait, we're in such a weird job, aren't we? It's just it's like, I like it when they breathe. It was very.
How would you like your actor, with or without breath?
Stop breathing. You're enjoying it too much.
It's one of the only industries where you can be like, okay, can I just get you to groan into the microphone? And they go, sure. You can truly ask for some quite strange things under the gut,
Yeah, it's an odd profession we've chosen. Anyway, right, let's get to it. So, Episode 1. The way we're going to record episode 1, Mark and I
Pentacles.
But yeah, Pentacles? I've read it as Pentacles. Have I been saying it wrong all this time?
I just enjoy doing that. It was after someone saying, like, once you start changing that from, like, spectacles to spectacles, so, like, everything's like an old school Greek or Roman myth, it just makes words more fun. Sorry.
No, it's very good. Recording action / fight sounds like, oh boy, I hope my neighbors don't get the wrong idea. Yeah, I know what you mean there.
I'd like to make this the public apology for neighbors of all people that are near any kind of voiceover or acting. I like acting-based thing. You've heard some things and not called the police, and we appreciate it.
We're rehearsing a play.
Oh.
Yeah, so the way we're going to record episode 1 specifically is that I'm going to have Mark record basically everything but the voiceover for the first take. So we're going to have him waking up. We're going to have him doing the breathing, the delightful breathing, see, I've got that on 2 screens, Mark. It's quite disconcerting. And then we're going to have the lines, the Anam lines specifically. We're going to run it as one scene, I think. And then, maybe do it in 2 halves, and then we'll have the line at the end. So basically, Mark, the action here for the first take. Do you want to do a read through of the episode first before we jump in?
We can do, sure. Yeah.
Yeah, let's do a read through first. Hello, give me a duck username. Nice of you to join us. We are literally just about to get started, so your timing is fantastic. Okay, let's do a read through, and then we'll go through things. So, Anamnesis, episode 1, Pentacles. You wake up in an unfamiliar place, seeming within a town or a city. You cannot remember who you are or why you are here. All you know for certain is that you are not in your home. Sound. Internal room ambience, wind and rain hitting a window. When you are ready, take a deep breath and wake up.
The room smells faintly of burning wood. There is nothing in the room other than the door and the window. The plain, cream-colored paint on the walls has been burnt in places, as has the floor.
Sound. Wooden floor creaking.
I am sitting in an empty apartment room, in the middle of some strange patterns drawn in chalk on the floor. They look like small circles with pentagrams drawn on the inside. I count 7 of them. Where am I? What happened here? My head. The more questions I ask, the more the lack of answers becomes apparent. I don't remember anything.
Sound. Wooden floor creaking. Standing up. Heavy robes. Footsteps. Window sounds get louder.
The rain is too heavy to see outside. I stare anyway, watching for answers, clues, anything. I try to remember something concrete, something I can grasp onto, something to begin with. The rain on the window offers me no answers.
Sound. Window sound intensifies. The sound. Pieces of echoes.
From somewhere within me, a word starts to form, like an afterimage of a sound. Anamnesis.
Sound. Something moving, coming up through the floor. 2 heavy footsteps. So, you made it. I wasn't entirely sure you would do it. You asked for a lot with this, and you didn't do everything right. I hope it was worth it to get here. I'm sorry I won't be able to see how you handle it. I would very much like to see what happens next. You're on your own now. I hope you find what you were looking for, and that it was worth everything you've lost. Sound. A deep sigh and slow, heavy footsteps walking away. A door opens and closes. Rain on the window. A step back. Rustling clothes.
Clothes I'm wearing tug at me. They are too big for my frame and look completely alien to me. It appears to be a robe of some sort, with a fabric that feels unfamiliar to my skin. It hangs off me like hand-me-downs from an elder sibling. The sleeves swallow my hands and arms. The shoulder pads pull my back away from my neck.
Sound, taking off robes.
As I shrug off the robe, I recognize more familiar clothes underneath. A pair of black jeans, a green shirt, and a well-worn leather jacket. On the back of the robes, I find two of the circles with star patterns inside. Was this protection, somehow? Did I put the robe on? What happened here? The room offers no answers, no clues. I look out the window and realize what I have to do.
Sound, pulling on a coat.
Glad I remembered to bring a coat.
Sound, footsteps, door opening and closing. We stay in the room for a moment. Okay, that was real good. So, do you have any questions about it before I kind of get into a couple of things?
No. I think come at me. No,
Window. It's funny whenever I read Windows sounds get louder, I do sort of imagine the Windows 98 logon sound like getting gradually louder, which is very silly.
I want a horror game, but that's the sound that just gets increasingly louder as you're going through a maze.
Man, I have all the Windows 98 sound effects downloaded. It could be quite fun to make like a text horror game with those sound effects. Oh, next project. Anyway, middle below the lost episode. What were you potentially? Gil has logged on. So I'm going to mostly talk about the VO. I only really have notes about the VO rather than Anam lines. So if you want me to go over these again afterwards, we can.
I'm taking notes as well.
So the I'm sitting in an empty apartment room in the middle of some strange patterns. That's like a conclusion. So this kind of bit here where you're doing the wooden floor, like that's your character kind of looking around the room, and then that's kind of the conclusion. Well, yeah, that's the, or rather, this bit here is the conclusion. Because the thing is, you've already said there's nothing in the room, but this is you kind of drawing a conclusion of what kind of room you're in. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah, so it's more that that's more like sort of like almost like stating of facts for themselves as well as anything else. Like I am sitting in an empty apartment room in the middle of some. Okay.
Yeah. And the other one. So for particularly this bit down here, the clothes I'm wearing tug at me.
Yeah.
I think for that VO you can go a bit more into the character. So you can sort of feel how uncomfortable the fabric is and how uncomfortable it is. You can kind of be less disconnected for that part of the thing, for that part of the VO, I think. Yeah. And the only other note I had was, so for Anam's line, the where am I, what happened here, my head, and the I don't remember anything. I think what we'll do is we'll record that as like one action. So the way it's going to go, you're going to say that, you're going to sort of groan, kind of head in hands kind of thing, and then sort of realize, pause, and then do the, and then have the realization that you don't remember anything.
Cool.
Yeah. So those were all the notes before we go in. So for.
Was that too? Because I was trying to keep in mind from last time when it was like take a breath, slow it down. Was that too slow there, or is that?
No, I really like the pacing there. I think for the first couple of voiceover bits, like the room smells faintly of burning wood and the empty apartment room, I think you can be a lot slower because we're setting the pace, we're setting the tone. Sorry, we're creating atmosphere, so you can be a bit slower with it. But we can play around with different pacings for that one. I think, yeah. Well, let's focus on getting Anam recorded.
Okay, so
So yeah, so basically how we'll do it is we'll because the way I'm going to get it to work, right? So what I've done is I've got the when you are ready, take a deep breath and wake up. I have that line from the audiobook version of the game book,
Yep.
but also I'm getting the community, all of our community recordings. One of the lines is wake up. So you get basically as this line starts to go, you're going to have lots of voices coming in going wake up, 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 and they're going to get gradually louder, and it's going to be like a whoop, and it's going to be like waking up from a nightmare.
Okay.
So it is a very sudden, it is a very like kind of wake up. So and like it's sort of more panicked breathing, I think, to begin with at least.
Okay, yeah,
So-
and then eventually like slow that down and
Yeah.
start it big and then pull it down. Okay.
Yeah. So then you can kind of so do that action, bring it down, and then do the where am I? What happened here in my head? So it kind of starts panicky, goes down, and then it sort of goes from panic to migraine.
Ah!
Yeah, and
Take a moment. It was only a nightmare.
yeah.
Wait, actually, what is my own name? It's fine. It was only a dream. I've never done that. Have I ever done that?
Yeah, that's the journey. That's the journey.
That's the journey. Okay, it's all spiders.
It's all spider. New character, who dis? Okay. Great.
Cool.
I'm glad.
So we're just gonna
glad.
go through all the Anam lines first as well. So you
Yeah.
want me to go from there? I don't remember anything.
Well, yeah, we'll go from you waking up.
Yeah. But I just meant for going through. Oh, I won't be able to hear you in the thing anyway, so you can tell me what to do.
Yeah, I think we do the whole episode because I think it's going to demonstrate first of all how weird the episode sounds without any voiceover in it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we just do it as one action because then it means we've kind of got some movement and we've got some options with things, and then there's also stuff we can put underneath the voiceover, which I think is always a good thing to do when it comes to monologue-y stuff. Goblin Mixtape says that sounds so cool. Thank you. I hope it translates into the edit. You know, there's always that sense of it sounds good in my head. Hopefully that works.
Sure will.
Yeah. Okay. So
You're a wizard's dev.
yeah. So what I'll do is we'll just call this take one, and then we'll just number them by the session.
Okay. Cool. So I'm gonna hit record now on this thing.
Cool.
So I'm going to say words so that waveforms appear, because that's the only way I can feel okay about it.
Do we have waveforms? Excellent. Okay, so if you could
I
label
do.
this as take one episode, just label it as take one.
Take one.
Okay. So what we'll do is I will give you a 3, 2, 1 to wake up, just so you've got that kind of moment. Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, we
Just
are.
checking this coming through, volumizing at an okay volume.
I'm gonna say quiet. I'm gonna say quiet on stream or quiet in chat, I guess, because that's what you normally say in a studio setting. Okay.
Cool. Right.
Let me know when you're ready to go.
Yep, I'm ready. It's doing sounds and things.
Good stuff. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Wake up. Oh, hang on a second. Hang on. So, have you cut recording or are you still rolling?
No, I should still be rolling. Yeah.
Okay, because the sound just cut out there.
Oh no!
So, are you still recording?
Yeah, I'm still recording on my end.
Okay, I think it might be Discord doing automatic
adjustments and things.
Yeah, it's fine.
Ooh.
It was just to make sure. When I said quiet on set, I didn't mean you.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's fine.
That's okay.
Right. Are you okay to go into? I say cut the take just now.
Yeah, just cut that.
Yeah.
Cool. I'll just delete that.
Oh no, keep it just for now, just because.
I'll keep that. I'll also cut it.
The breath might be good. I just didn't hear it.
That's true. That's true.
Yes. So.
Anamnesis lines. So I'm just calling this take one in general.
Yeah. And then I will Yeah. Voice activity. Okay. Let me know when you've done that, and then we'll need to do some Discord settings diving very quickly, just so we can. Because I suspect you've maybe got noise suppression or echo cancellation on, which might be what's causing the breaths to cut out.
Okay, no worries. Cool. Yeah, I've got take one saved there. So
Amazing, thank you.
Where do I need to go?
So if you go to your settings,
Yep.
and then go to voice and video,
Okay.
and then if you scroll down to the advanced settings, there should be a bit that says echo cancellation and noise suppression. There's two separate things.
Oh yeah, I have crisp turned on.
Okay,
right
yeah,
now.
no, you want to turn that
to
off.
none.
Yeah, set that to
Turn
none.
that to none. Okay.
Okay. So,
do we want echo cancellation as well?
it's not really relevant because you can't really hear me through your speakers. That's kind of what it's for.
Okay. Anything else you might want me to potentially?
No, I think that should be us. I'm already getting like a couple of extra, like little bit of extra noises. So that's kind of what we're after. So
that's going to be really annoying if that has been like messing with all of my. I mean, any meetings I've been having. But
well,
it's just breath.
It's mostly there for good measure, but we kind of need all the sounds for this. Yeah. See, it's been cutting that out.
Is this what you want?
I like it when they breathe. Okay, yeah, we'll go for a take then. We'll do that again. So this will be take one. This will be take two.
Doing a recording. I had not meant for that to be that song when I started that. That's really fun. Cool. I am rolling. So 3, 2, 1. Waking up.
Yep.
Or going again. Yeah.
Yep.
Cool.
So you want to just go for it?
Right. Yeah, I'm ready.
Cool. 3, 2, 1. Wake up.
Where am I? What happened here? My head. Ugh. I don't remember anything. Anamnesis. Glad I remembered to bring a coat.
Marvelous. For some reason, my brain thought there was more lines.
I thought there was more than those 4 there as well. Hang on. I think I haven't quite cut yet. There needs to be a deep sigh, which no doubt I'll try.
Oh no, that's the other voice. That's not you. That's the.
Oh, that's not me.
No, that's the other voice.
Oh well, no sighs for me. Cool. Yeah, that is all of them, right? It's just those.
Yeah,
4.
no, I think that's genuinely it. Sorry, I'm.
Okay. Cool. So, do you want me to cut that there? Or do you?
Yeah, we'll cut that there. That's very good.
Cut that there.
That was excellent. That was really good. That's a really good energy to it. I think it's gonna be a nice contrast with the voiceover as well. So that was really good. I really like that.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. So I had 2 notes, and that was it. We're getting some applause in the chat, which is good. That's very good.
Thanks very much. God, if you imagine that, just like, where am I? I don't remember anything. Better get my coat.
yeah, it is a bit weird, isn't it? It's
well, that's why the rest of the words are there, to be fair. So it's kind of hard to judge it on that.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. So.
Cool. Note me.
Notes I had. So this is a weird one. Smaller grown.
Smaller grown after my head. Less hungover, more.
More like you've got a little bit of a headache at the back of your, like
little headache grown. Cool.
Yeah, like a little bit of a cluster headache at the back of your brain.
Yeah. I think I went way too much to who am I? Oh, my brain.
Yeah.
So, cool.
Yeah.
Little headache grown. Got it.
And then also the I don't remember anything be like more horrified at the fact that you don't remember anything.
Oh, okay, cool.
You were remarkably calm there.
Yeah, I think because I was like, I went the hungover route, which is like, I don't remember anything, and we accept that brain trauma. More horrified. Cool.
And Anamnesis was very good. That was very, very good. I think that line's very difficult, just the fact that it does kind of come out of nowhere, but I think you handled it really, really well.
What do you mean? Do you want me to try it a particular way for this one so that we've got multiple choice?
I quite like what you're doing with it. I think I'm trying to think what's the best way to kind of play this. I think
I was trying to.
You're saying...
I was originally trying to go with it kind of like as if like like there's that word you've been trying to remember all day, and I know that's gonna be like anamnesis, like isn't the right energy for that, but
I think it's kind of the opposite of that. I think it's a word you're remembering, but you can't quite place where you've
why
heard
you
it.
know it.
Yeah,
like,
I think it's more the opposite.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
okay.
Play it like that. And what was the other thing? Yeah, I think that the glad I remember to bring a coat line. I think that can be a bit quieter. I think that's much more to yourself.
Okay, got it.
And kind of trying to make light of a very strange situation.
Yeah, that's true. It's that kind of like, again, I don't remember who I am, but I remembered to bring it. I don't remember anything, but I remembered to bring a coat.
Yeah, like if anything else, I have a coat is basically it.
Because I mean, do you want me to give it that? Like, glad I remembered to bring a coat.
Yeah, like that. I like that.
I remember nothing, but I
I don't remember my name, but at least I got a coat. That's exactly the vibe. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Sweet.
Okay.
You're trying to like write a note that you'll understand for a certain thing. Then it's like
all the time. I call them sound design notes.
Yeah.
Great. Okay. You want to go for another take?
Yes.
I have not written up these production notes very well. They're very scrunched.
Can you
together.
Understand? Can you understand them?
At this point, yes, but I will. But I'll write them up after the recording session while they're fresh, just so it means I. At some point it'd be fun to do a stream where I open up the production notes for the Dungeon Economic Model recording. There's some David Pello is keeping them. We keep doing production coordination, and just the notes are very good and they're very thorough, but they're also very weird.
I think notes for anything when you're sort of like sometimes when you're doing like stream of consciousness things, because it could just be like I recently was doing a special episode of a Christmas review podcast called the Jingle Bells that my partner and like Beck Sherwood and Naomi Head they do together, and so it was like listening, watching through a film, taking notes, then going back to read the notes, and I was like, I understand all of these, even the lines that by rights do not make sense within the English language. So as long as it triggers that special part of your brain that goes, I know this.
Yeah, it's shorthand, right? It's shorthand.
Right, yeah. Right, I'm gonna hit the record button.
Sounds good. This will be take 3.
Take 3. Here, that. Hang on. I'm gonna do one thing that's gonna make something slightly easier. It's like instead of having to then scroll, like, instead of scrolling, I'm just putting these next to each other.
Good. Getting some typing while I quickly put these notes in very quickly.
No, very good.
Okay.
Okay, so that's.
Just let me know when you're recording, and I'll throw that up.
Yeah. Well, actually, in aid of not giving you a bunch of silence at that take, I'm just gonna do take again.
Okay.
There we go. Right. Cool. Right, yeah, I am recording. So do you want me to just go like for like another full run through of the waking up bit, get
Yeah,
into things,
just
or
the same again. If you could just label it as take 3, just so I know it's take 3.
yeah, absolutely, that's all good. Cool.
Sorry,
Ready?
as in like out loud on the take.
Oh, say take 3.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, take 3.
Cool. Thank you.
That's right.
Just as much, it's something I learned from filmmaking. Label everything as much as possible.
Yep.
Like any opportunity you
Cool.
get, label it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll give you a 3, 2, 1, and then we'll do the same again.
Cool.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Wake up.
Where am I? What happened here? My head. Ugh. I don't remember anything. Anamnesis. Glad I remembered to bring a coat.
Wonderful. Oh, smashed it. Smashed it. Brilliant. 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 That was perfect. That was really, really good. That was so good. Getting Goblin Mixtape says, ooh, that was so good. That was fantastic. That was real good.
Thank you.
That was very Silent Hill. I loved it. It was excellent.
Oh, I love that. That's the that's the basis as well.
Yeah.
Something about that. Just like yeah.
It's very, very good. Very, very, very good.
Cool.
Marvelous. Great. Fantastic. I really like that. That was really, really good.
Super saved. Okay.
Okay. Right. So let's move on to the voiceover.
Okay.
I was just about to say, let's move on to episode 2. It's like, no. We still haven't
Whoa,
recorded
no,
most
okay,
of episode
no.
1.
That's the speed. That is the speed run. That's the any percent.
Yeah, the any percent brackets no VO.
It's when you're playing a game but you're just skipping the dialogue options. Like just
It's just hitting the space bar over and over again. Excellent. Okay. Cool. Let me just label that. But yeah, I think I'm probably going to use that take because that take was very, very good.
Sweet. Cool.
Marvelous. Let me just episode 1 VO take 4. Okay. Yeah. Any questions about the VO before we jump into it?
No, sorry. Yeah, I was just checking. One of the things looked really quiet, and I was like, oh no, but no, it's fine. It sounds okay.
Amazing.
It's when you're zoomed out, things like the waveform, you just go no.
Yeah.
Cool. So wait, double checking my notes for the VO character one. More uncomfortable in them clothes. Sweet. And so for this, yeah, we're just gonna go through like VO voices, all same as that, all in a row.
Yeah. I think we kind
like
of
without the sound bits in the middle. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I can read out the sound things if that's handy for you.
To be honest, I think for the reading through like that, it's like the time I as I'm reading down, the beat that it gives there is hopefully enough for the, or I'll give beats between the lines anyway. But,
Okay. Yeah, no, that works.
And the groan isn't mine. So no, the deep sigh.
The groan is definitely.
Oh, I've done the groan.
yours.
I've done the groan already. Oh, sorry. The deep sigh is not mine. Okay.
No.
Deep sigh is not mine. Okay. So I'm singing it. That's the conclusion, and so those bits at the start, you're saying slightly like slower at the start, at least for those ones.
Yeah, I think if you're looking for a kind of way of playing it for the first bit of VO, that's very much the character becoming aware of what's around them. So I think of it as kind of like the sort of analytical part of the brain processing all the information. That's kind of the tone, I guess, for the first bit of VO. Yeah. Okay. Well, I think let's just run it and then see how far we get. So, okay.
Sweet.
I'll do the when you are ready, take a deep breath and wake up. So you've got a bit of a feed line.
Okay, perfect.
And this is going to be take 4.
Cool. I'm recording on take 4.
Excellent. Okay. When you are ready, take a deep breath and wake up.
The room felt immediately. And wake yourself up, Mark. The room smells faintly of burning wood. There is nothing in the room other than the door and the window. The plain cream-colored paint on the walls has been burnt in places, as has the floor. I am sitting in an empty apartment room, in the middle of some strange patterns drawn in chalk on the floor. They look like small circles with pentagrams drawn on the inside. I count 7 of them. The more questions I ask, the more the lack of answers becomes apparent. The rain is too heavy to see outside. I stare anyway, watching for answers, clues, anything. I try to remember something concrete, something I can grasp onto, something to begin with. The rain on the window offers me no answers. From somewhere within me, a word starts to form, like an afterimage of a sound. The clothes I'm wearing tug at me. They are too big for my frame and look completely alien to me. It appears to be a robe of some sort, with a fabric that feels unfamiliar to my skin. It hangs off me like hand-me-downs from an elder sibling. The sleeves swallow my hands and arms. The shoulder pads pull my shoulders away from my neck. As I shrug off the robe, I recognize more familiar clothes underneath. A pair of black jeans, a green shirt, and a well-worn leather jacket. On the back of the robes, I find 2 of the circles with star patterns inside. Was this protection somehow? Did I put the robe on? What happened here? The room offers no answers, no clues. I look out the window and realize what I have to do.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. How did that feel?
It didn't feel necessarily... I'm going to stop that recording there. It felt alright in some places, less great in other places.
Okay.
So, I'll pause that. Not pause that. Stop that. You want me to call that? Oh, yes, take 4.
Yeah, styled. That'll be take 4.
Take 4. Sweet. Yeah, I think that's there. Yeah, I think I made some choices for some lines, but I don't think it was necessarily coherent as a through tone. So, what about yourself? Thoughts?
I think first of all, it just needs to be a lot slower. I think is the kind of main note. But I think that's probably just maybe leftover energy from the Anam lines, from like the non-VO lines. Because it is, I am asking you to do 2 very different voices, so it's understandable. Yeah, I think you can be a bit slower and pacier, I think, as well. Like I think you can almost kind of noir-esque, like that kind of a particular kind of narration. I've written down more poet voice, but I don't know if that's a helpful bit of voice.
I get more. Are you is that like for a delivery or for a sound?
A delivery. I think for delivery you can almost kind of like, if you're looking at the script, if you go back up to the first bit, you can almost like kind of a new line for
the room
like,
smells faintly of burning wood. There's nothing in the room other than the door and the window. Plain cream-colored paint on the walls has been burnt in place. That's my poet voice.
Yeah, there you go.
So,
yeah, I think like if it helps to format them like that, like soliloquy moment. Yes, absolutely a soliloquy moment. Like I think we can if we format it like that, so you've got a bit more of an idea of pacing.
Okay.
So yeah, I think you can afford to have a bit more poet voice in there.
A bit more poet voice, a bit more noir poet voice.
Yes, which you do have. I've heard you do your sort of horror poems, like that kind of tone.
If these walls could talk,
exactly that tone. That's the tone.
They
that is
tell
the
you
tone.
what really happened that night.
Exactly. It's that kind of tone there. Like
okay,
but also it is. Excuse me. It is still present tense. So like you are still the character and you are still taking all this information in as you're saying it out loud. So I think you can be a bit more in the scene if that would help as well.
Okay, yeah.
The other thing was I really liked the bit with the clothes. I thought that was really, really good.
That was the right direction for that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just that kind of channeling the sort of uncomfortable feeling and discomfort into the voiceover. I think you can do more with that. I think if anything, push it more.
Go for it, go. All right, all the way up to 2. No. Got it.
But
okay.
Yeah, tell you what, I'll just quickly reformat these lines. Hold on, just so they're a bit more. Also, like, it just looks better as well. I think on a page. That's definitely.
I always like it like that, but I'd see, and I always forget what the type of writing is. It's if maybe chat or something. It's like where you highlight or bold like the first 3 characters of a word.
Oh wow!
And
Okay.
And so like it sounds really strange, but when you see it written of a thing, it's like supposed to be good for like neurodivergent for like ADHD and stuff like that, because you like. You know that bit where your brain scans the words rather than reading each individual one.
Yeah.
But by having those ones, it pulls your focus to like the correct bit, so it makes it a bit easier to engage with in that way. But I was like, so like yeah, it's just like. But then I know when you format things this way, you're like you always add that. That's why I think it's the poet voice, right? Because you add that pause instinctively at the end of line breaks and stuff.
Yeah, no, because it's interesting because there was sorry, I know I keep talking about my really cool weekend where I was away, but one of the
about the cool things.
We had basically there was somebody there who was talking about using verse in audio drama, which is that they have a podcast called From Hamlet to Hamilton, which I'm really interested in listening to.
That's cool.
But it talks specifically about verse, like a history of verse, and they kind of said it was interesting from a monologue perspective because you're communicating in the text how you want it to be performed, which I think is really interesting. So I think if we maybe format the VO like this, it might read a bit better for yourself. Mysterious says, I tried reading The Art of War once, but the formatting of the translation killed the flow in my head so badly. Yeah, like I feel like for something like that, it needs to have a certain, especially for translations, I think you need to make sure that the flow and every line started with a capital, even if it was the same sentence. Oh no, you don't want that. No.
Oh, I think my version of The Art of War sounds better formatted than that, which is quite good. My main thing is I got The Art of War for a Vampire of the Masquerade character that I now don't play as. So now I just have The Art of War, and I was like, oh.
Valid.
Sure, it's a good read past how to win. I skipped to the end. I just learned how to win. I wasn't there for the lessons.
Okay, right. Should we go
Cool.
for another take? And let's.
Yes, we should. Right. So
Amazing.
that was take 4.
It's gonna be take 5.
It's gonna be take. Recording take 5. Cool.
Do you want the feed line again, or do you just want to jump straight into it?
No, that's probably all right. Think if you're happy.
Yeah, no worries. Just whenever you're ready, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. The room smells faintly of burning wood. There is nothing in the room other than the door and the window. Plain cream-colored paint on the walls has been burnt in places, as has the floor. I am sitting in an empty apartment room, in the middle of some strange patterns drawn in chalk on the floor. They look like small circles, with pentagrams drawn on the inside. I count 7 of them. The more questions I ask, the more the lack of answers becomes apparent. The rain is too heavy to see outside. I stare anyway, watching for answers, clues, anything. I try to remember something concrete, something I can grasp onto, something to begin with. The rain on the window offers me no answers. From somewhere within me, a word starts to form, like an afterimage of a sound. The clothes I'm wearing tug at me. They are too big for my frame and look completely alien to me. It appears to be a robe of some sort, with a fabric that feels unfamiliar to my skin. It hangs off me like hand-me-downs from an elder sibling. The sleeves swallow my hands and arms. Shoulder pads pull my shoulders away from my neck. As I shrug off the robe, I recognize more familiar clothes underneath. A pair of black jeans, a green shirt, and a well-worn leather jacket. On the back of the robes, I find 2 of the circles with star patterns inside. Was this protection, somehow? Did I put the robe on? What happened here? The room offers no answers, no clues. I look out the window and realize what I have to do.
That's really good. That's fantastic. Before you cut, can I just get one thing? Can you do the "what happened here" line as like an Anam line rather than a VO line?
Okay, yeah.
Just real quick, just so it's on the end there.
So yeah, the "what happened here" as an Anam line.
Yeah.
I'm saying that more out loud so you know why I'm for the pop bit there. Yeah.
Thank you, Mark.
Cool. That's all right. What happened here?
Amazing, thank you. That was perfect. Like I should
cut on that.
Yes, absolutely cut on that. That was perfect. Like I should explain to the people watching. Mark can't see my camera, but Mark, if you go back and watch, like that was very good. Like that read so well, and that sounded really, really good. It was perfect. It was exactly what I was wanting.
I'm glad. Good idea on the reformatting of those of the lines and stuff. It was interesting how that was like, oh, that actually really did help with my pacing on that one. Yeah.
Just clicked it on, like flicked the switch onto a different part of your brain.
Oh my god. I know, I can read this line. Like I can read these words.
But yeah, that was really good. I think that's the take I'm going to use.
That's it.
I might take the as I shrug off the robe bit from the take 4.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I think that take was perfect. Like that was really good. Oh, it sounds so good. Oh, amazing.
There you go.
Right.
So that's episode 1, right?
I believe that is episode 1. Unless there's anything you are wanting to record again or anything you want another go at.
I'm happy if you were happy with the deliveries. I was just sort of checking back that there wasn't anything else. Like, I know we can pick stuff up, in other places. I just want to do my own double checks. Sweet, yeah.
Fantastic. Marvelous. Okay, I'm just going to quickly get
marvelous.
Okay. Sorry, I'm just quickly typing up these notes, and then I'll very, very quickly reformat episode 2 before we go to record it.
I was gonna say, I'm looking through this now, seeing it's like, so that same thing for voiceover. For
I'll format it for you before. Before we get on there.
Oh no, I just want to double check delivery.
So yeah, the delivery is still like it's gonna be quite.
Don't seem as heavy now. Streets seem familiar. Stirs something in my memory.
Okay.
A loose remembrance of paving stones as my feet know where to go. So I've been listening to a it's like a film noir thing. I've been listening to a thing from the SCP universe where it's like this film noir guy that makes everything around him appear as if a film noir, and so it's this very meta thing I've been listening to, and it's like, oh, it's just like as soon as you mentioned noir, I just started hearing people speaking in like those accents.
It's always a tricky thing to recommend to people, or like I give it as a note because I feel like everyone has a very specific idea of what it sounds like. I think the second episode is almost entirely VO.
Looks to be that way,
like,
right?
There's like I think
there's like
one line,
one Anam line. Oh no, 2. We got 2.
Oh yeah, there's the bit at the end. Yeah.
Literal last line.
Okay.
This was my home. All the pain and devastation that topples me and I. Sorry.
No, that was beautiful. It was sonorous.
I feel like chucking in a 90s DreamWorks.
I
think it was the Prince of Egypt.
Oh yeah.
If you ever watched the
it's been years since I've watched that.
The middle of the, where all the plagues are coming down. It's all really bad. Excellent song. So many good songs in that. Oh, it's upsetting.
Right, I'm sorry. I'm literally just going through and hitting.
No, I can see you doing the thing. I'm not refamiliarizing myself. I'm going through things again. Because this is the one that had the word in it. Is it this one? This one that has the fresco? Yeah,
yes.
with the fresco. I'm just giving you a lot of random stuff before we start recording.
You're just getting it out now. No, I get it.
Though it would be fun to sing all this as a Canyon Arrow advert. But...
There we go. Yeah, I think this is.
Yeah, man, VO is really.
It's a very VO heavy episode.
Yeah, he's doing the heavy lifting.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we'll do the.
Should we want to get Anam done?
Well, I think let's get the VO done first. let's get the big bit out of the way. So this is going to be take 6. Is that right? Have I got that right? Yeah.
Well, I have 5 takes saved, so yes.
Right.
Let me check the end of 5.
Okay. Also, if at any point you want to break, just let me know. And because what time we're at 9:15 just now. So as much as I think we were optimistic with getting more episodes, I think we are just going to be 1 and 2 today.
Yeah, I was very optimistic at the start of this. Yeah, it was 5. That I think because I was at this before. I was like, wow, we got through it all last week, no bother. But like we're going through with the comb.
Yes, we're getting very granular. So I think that's the right. Okay.
Cool. So
you want to just jump in with I don't really have any.
Is there any specific parts for this, or just second verse, same as the first, right? For this first one.
Yeah. I think for take 6, just do all of it in one.
Yeah. Just do all the VO.
Yeah.
Or do all of Anam as well.
Yeah. Do it like it's a read through.
Cool. Everything sound cool. Got it.
Yeah. But yeah. So the hello, who's there? What's going on? That's kind of you're hearing lots of different voices going on basically, and I think what I'm kind of thinking of doing is actually taking some lines from your recordings in episode 3 and putting them in there as well. So like reading over like some of like the note pages that get read.
Yeah.
Putting those lines in with everything else. So it kind of creates an interesting kind of time loop element to it. It's not a time loop. It's not a time loop. I'm done writing time loops. But it just creates this idea of like, it brings that idea of the past.
That nice layering, yeah.
Yeah.
So with that one, that like, hello, who's there? What's going on? Is that, I'm assuming, like, okay, because I played it quite calm so far. That's there's people around, so that's much more panicky.
Yeah, it sounds like there's lots of people standing around you talking to you, and you can't see them.
Yeah. Like that would distress me. But
yes,
like,
it is distressing.
Yeah.
But then also the inward, like, you think you can
talking?
you think you can hear your voice and talking to someone else. But yeah, I'm kind of in two minds about is that me talking? Who am I talking to?
Yeah, because I was wanting to check that. Is that me talking? Is that like is that me talking? Who am I talking to? Is that
you see, I don't think that line works.
Who am I talking to? Like that, like is that, or if it's
I think that's
if the second line is responding to the first line, or
yeah, I feel like that's a better way of playing it, because right now it reads that like your character says, "Hello, who's there? What's going on?" and then goes, "Is that me talking?" as though they're responding to the "Hello, who's there? What's going on?" They've surprised themselves with their own voice. So I'm kind of in two minds. I think record the line, but I might cut it.
I'd love that again, like going under the idea of that Silent Hill of like, is that me talking? Who am I talking to?
I mean, that like if
something happened here.
Yeah, something happened here.
And then you come out of the
also.
cutscene.
Yeah.
You know, like...
It's written like the lines in Silent Hill that like weren't recorded. You know, it's just like you click on something and you're like, what the hell is this? Like it's just the text bits. I think we record it for now, but I think it's a line I might cut. It might not work in the edit, but
try it one way. This way we can do it other ways.
Cool. Right, yeah. So this will be take 6, and it'll be the voiceover for episode 2.
Okay, recording take 6. So this is the start of episode 2. Swords.
Get your sword.
Get your sword.
Get your sword. I'll get my sword for you, Danny.
Why are you smiling? I am not left-handed.
I'm not left-handed either. Ta-da!
Oh no!
I love that film so much. Whoops! All swords.
Right.
Sorry, I'm laughing. I need to.
No, it's alright.
Getting the sword bit out of my system.
I must stop being so ruddy hilarious.
We get all swords in here. Sorry, I'm not.
Oh no, you got me with that one.
I'm not helping.
I think this is a very good example though. If you're showing the like for the live recording, it was like some people worried that it's just a screen and you're sat and it's very just saying lines. No, it can be a lot of fun.
Not in this house.
Not in this economy.
It was quite funny. When I went down and recorded something with the BBC down in Wales, one of the comments I got was like, "Yeah, it's usually not as chaotic as this." I was so happy.
Yay! I'm an agent of chaos.
I just stick me in a studio and I just bathe in the chaos. Like there's one point I put on like the talkback mic and I'm like, Katrina.
We're gonna stop this take.
Oh, sorry.
No, I was like, this is gold, but I probably don't need to record it. Beautiful for stream.
But
sorry,
yeah,
what were you saying?
So Katrina was one of the people acting in the episode I was directing, and basically there was a point I just went on the talkback mic and I'm like, yeah, Katrina, we're gonna do that again. You're enjoying yourself too much. Can you not? Just turning to the person doing the production design, and I'm like, we're friends. We know each other. We're fine. She'll know what that means. Yeah.
I get that because it all comes back to the start. The things that you can just say to people, and they go, yeah, I know what you mean, and of course that means this, not what it sounds like thing.
But yeah, so I embrace the chaos.
Stop having fun with it.
Right, yes, recording.
Professionalism. Right, okay. Recording, what did we say this was?
We'll call this take 6 again, yeah.
Take 6, and episode 2, swords, because that's where we went wrong before.
Yeah,
I said one word wrong, and...
It just throws everything off, doesn't it?
I apologize.
Get your sword. It's just...
Right. Let's do the thing. I walk down a flight of stairs and out into the rain. It doesn't seem as heavy now. The streets feels... It doesn't seem as heavy now. The street feels familiar. It stirs something in my memory. A loose remembrance of the paving stones, as if my feet know where to go. I let muscle memory carry me. I find myself outside of a temple. I stop for a moment and take shelter under its awning. Above the entrance is an old, withered fresco of 8 swords, overlapping each other in a complex shape that looks almost cage-like. In the center of the swords is what looks to be the face of a woman, wearing a blindfold. This place feels familiar. I feel I have walked up these steps many times before. There is a feeling in my stomach as I stand under the awning, looking at the temple. It stirs something that almost feels like resentment and bitterness. There is also a second feeling, underneath, that makes me want to not be here, to be as far away from this temple as possible. Is it shame? I walk into a square, into what was once a market. There are still lines of wooden stalls set up. Some of them even appear to still have wares on them, shielded from the rain by their awnings. Hello? Who's there? What's going on? Is that me talking? Who am I talking to? Something happened here. I turn back and see the temple, watching over me, and know that the two places, and the echoes of feeling drawn from them, are connected somehow. I turn back to the stall, gazing over the soggy books to see if there is anything that could give me an insight into what happened here, what I found here, and what did I do? I feel the temple's gaze on my back, and I turn away from the stall. I wander around town, walking down streets that feel familiar but also deeply wrong somehow, like something is missing. I see no lights in the grey buildings. I see no one walking the pavement around me. There is no sound other than the rain and the wind and my footsteps on the road. I am alone. I am cold. I feel I am looking for something amongst all of this nothingness, and there is a distant feeling of anxiety at the back of my mind. Am I looking for home? There is no sense of belonging anywhere I go. Not at the market, not at the temple, not in the room I woke up in. Where am I? Where is everybody? How did I get here? How do I get back when I can't even remember where I came from? I think about the temple and the market. I know they are linked somehow. I remember walking these streets carrying books. Heavy books. I remember walking quickly with them. I remember the room I woke up in. I remember reading the books and rereading them. Something didn't make sense, but I wanted to understand. I desperately wanted to understand. I feel like something is being hidden from me. This was my home. This is my house.
Amazing. Thank you. Thank you. That was really, really, really good. I love that. That was fantastic. Yeah, like that was, I think we do one more take of that just to kind of be on the safe side, and there's just a couple, there's something I want to try with it, but like that was good. That was
that
really, really
was all right. That was
yeah,
keeping
no,
with
I
the
loved
pace?
that. The pacing there was fantastic, and the Anam lines were really, really good. Like I loved the hello, who's there, what's going on, and then the line at the end. I thought was fantastic. I thought that was really, really
Sweet.
good. It clicked with me why I'm finding this line so tricky.
Okay.
It's very silly. So I don't know if you've seen any of the Sonic real-time fan dubs.
Not a lot of them. I think I'm supposed to be in the voice in a couple of them, to be fair.
Okay, so
But
what they are is it's basically these actors, and what they do is they watch the cutscenes from Sonic games and they dub them in real time with no rehearsal, right?
oh no, okay, yeah, I've seen something. Okay,
I'm glad.
Right.
Goblin Mixtape. I'm so glad somebody else has seen these because I love them so much, but I can't explain to people why I love them so much. They're so silly. But there's a scene in the latest one which is Shadow the Hedgehog, and there's like the character of the president whose whole thing is like, because in the game they keep looking at the phone. But obviously, like, in the game, like, somebody's talking through the phone. But they don't put that in the dub. It's just the president going, hello? Hello? Is anyone there? And then just running out to the window and going, why won't anyone answer me? And that's what this is the bit that comes into my brain when I'm watching this. Like, oh, it's so silly. Oh my God. But yeah, so it's not a problem with anything you're doing. It's just my internet-addled brain. My Sonic-addled brain kicking in.
Sonic permeates all things. Like, somehow.
Sonic is love. Sonic is life. We've got to live and learn. Right. Okay. Sorry. I'm back.
I got that joke.
I'm back in the room.
Like, I'll applaud it, and it got the sigh, which is what you want from those jokes. And I know. Cool. You said you
yes.
were saying you wanted to try something.
Thank you. Yes. Thank you. I would love to. One of the things I wanted to do when I first started this channel was do like a Sonic marathon. But then I actually watched somebody who knows how to play games, like a speedrunner, do that, and it takes them like a whole day. And I'm like, well, if you're good at these games and you can do them in a whole day, maybe I should maybe not do that.
No, doing something because someone else can do it better in a different way. There's no reason.
It's more that it takes them 8 hours. Whereas it would take me considerably longer than 8 hours.
Big stream.
Right, yes, so the thing I want to try. You were kind of doing it already, where when you were kind of getting to I remember reading the books and rereading them, something didn't make sense, but I wanted to understand, bringing that sense of desperation into the dialogue. I think you can bring it in earlier and kind of have more of a build.
Okay.
So like
because that was my only bit for this. Is I feel like I got to a certain point and went, oh, I should emoting now.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Like, so the note I kind of had down was the what page is this? Page 4, with there is also a second feeling underneath that makes me want to not be here. I think you can feel that line a lot more. You can sort of have that feeling of like, I don't want to be here. There's something in here that is making me not feel good. And then also when you're talking about how a little bit further down we're talking about that the two places are connected. Yes. I think that can be you figuring it out. You can kind of play it like you're figuring it out while you're talking, you know, if that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah. So I was doing that thing where I'm trying the line but not out loud, which is unhelpful to you. Reading that line and know that the two places and the echoes of feeling drawn from them are connected somehow. Or do you want it to be like connected somehow, like that kind of?
I think whichever way feels natural. I think.
See how we go.
Yeah, just
it's on a different line, which means I pause.
Just go with the vibes. Just play with the vibes. Go with the vibes. Just it's a vibes based kind of script. Just vibes.
Sweet.
Okay.
Just need to feel my feelings more.
Yeah, to feel the feelings. Yes.
'Feel those feelings. Okay. Love feelings.
Okay.
Feel those feelings. Feel those feelings. Okay. Just need to feel my feelings more. Feel my feelings. Feel those feelings. Okay. Feel those feelings. Feel those feelings. Feel those feelings. Okay. Love feelings. Feel those feelings. So, but those were the. Do you want me to do anything different with the Anam for this one? I know you're saying you quite like the one
No,
from that tape
I really
before.
honestly I think we just do the VO lines. But
Oh, just do VO? Okay, sweet. I can do that.
yeah, I think so. I mean, I think actually no. Let's do it all again. Let's just so we've just got an extra take of everything.
Do it all.
But
again.
I don't think we need to separate the Anam and the VO.
You're gonna make
lines
me
here.
add in a whole 2 lines, you
Well,
monster.
technically it's 3, I guess. But like, oh no, it is 2. Beg your pardon.
I'm calling all. Yeah, I was calling all that one. 3 lines is fine. I wouldn't bill you for the 3rd one. You know? Like,
yeah, the first you get 9 lines and the 10th line is free. That's the way it works.
yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Oh, I think I had one from right at the end for the very
Yes.
last VO line from this. I feel like something is being hidden from me.
Yes.
Do you want that to be like not as much like more like matter of fact? Like I feel like something is being hidden from me, or that is it more frustrated? Like I feel something is being like that, kind of like getting annoyed by it at this point. Like okay, this was fun when I couldn't remember who I was a minute ago, but
Yeah.
now it's actually quite inconvenient.
Yeah, I think you can be more frustrated because I think you can sort of roll it on from the but I wanted to understand, I desperately wanted to understand.
Yeah.
I think you can just roll from that into the
Cool.
roll that into that line. I think keep
Roll it in.
keep that energy there. Keep that kind of feeling. But yeah, but the Anam lines are really good. I think we just do another take just for safety more than anything else.
Nice.
But yeah, let me just quickly write this up.
I think there was one line that I was another line actually. Sorry. Please come on. I turned back to the stall, gazing over the soggy books inside what I found here. Yeah, and what did I and what did I do? Sorry, I think my brain had like swapped a line there, and so I think I might have read it wrong in that first take. Anyway, I was like, what I did do. So
What I did do.
What I did do. It's
Who
like,
is your
what did I
daddy
do?
and what did I do?
Yes.
Oh damn! I said I would never reveal my Arnold Schwarzenegger impression to the public.
I've done it now.
I've done
There's
it
nothing
now.
you can do about
No.
it. Do it again.
I wish I could say that this doesn't happen normally in recording sessions, but if anything, this has been very tame.
Oh, my partner Naomi will be just happy that you're having to be subjected to my various voices now, rather than she gets a lovely break. Because sometimes it's Arnold Schwarzenegger, other times it's just me practicing dragon sounds, and that's just like you can't explain that to company. Like, why is he growling? So, you know, live your best life.
Live and
your
learn.
truth. Oh, no!
Oh no.
Oh wow, we don't have to worry. I've got feelings. I've got some feelings now. Let's emote.
Let's emote the shit out of this.
Episode 2. Where the fuck are my memories?
Right, what is this?
so
Take 7, I think.
Take 7, I believe. Yeah. I think take 7 now. Yeah. So this is take 7 again. Episode 2 for swords. Right. You still with me?
I'm still here. Yep. No, just whenever you're ready.
Oh, it's alright. It went very quiet, and in my internet history, that normally means everyone's gone. So, cool. Right. Those feelings. I walk down a flight of stairs and out into the rain. It doesn't seem as heavy now. I'll give it another. It doesn't seem as heavy now. The street feels familiar. It stirs something in my memory. A loose remembrance of the paving stones, as if my feet know where to go. I let muscle memory carry me. I find myself outside of a temple. I stop for a moment and take shelter under its awning. Above the entrance is an old, withered fresco of 8 swords overlapping each other in a complex shape that looks almost cage-like. In the center of the swords is what looks to be the face of a woman wearing a blindfold. This place feels familiar. I feel I have walked up these steps many times before. There is a feeling in my stomach as I stand under the awning, looking at the temple. It stirs something that almost feels like resentment and bitterness. There is also a second feeling underneath that makes me not want to be here, to be as far away from this temple as possible. Is it shame? I walk into a square, into what was once a market. There are still lines of wooden stalls set up. Some of them even appear to have their wares on them, shielded from the rain by their awnings. Hello? Who's there? What's going on? Is that me talking? Who am I talking to? Something happened. I turn back and see the temple, watching over me, and know that the two places, and the echoes of feeling drawn from them, are connected, somehow. I turn back to the stall, gazing over the soggy books to see if there is anything that could give me an insight into what happened here, what I found here, and what did I do? Feel the temple's gaze on my back, and I turn away from the stall. I wander around town, walking down streets that feel familiar but also deeply wrong somehow, like something is missing. I see no lights in the grey buildings. I see no one walking the pavements around me. There is no sound other than the rain and the wind and my footsteps on the road. I am alone. I am cold. Feel I am looking for something amongst all of this nothingness, and there is a distant feeling of anxiety at the back of my mind. Am I looking for home? There is no sense of belonging anywhere I go. Not at the market, not at the temple, not in the room I woke up in. Where am I? Where is everybody? How did I get here? How do I get back when I can't even remember where I came from? Think about the temple and the market. I know they are linked somehow. I remember walking these streets carrying books. Heavy books. I remember walking quickly with them. I remember the room I woke up in. I remember reading the books and rereading them. Something didn't make sense, but I wanted to understand. I desperately wanted to understand. Feel like something is being hidden from me. This was my home. This is my house.
Mark, you're just good. You're just very, very good. You're just brilliant at voice acting and doing good voice noises. That was really, really good. That was incredible.
Thank you.
Oh, man.
Take that.
That was so good. Just the way that built and the sort of the variations in the voiceover. Oh, mwah, perfect. Good.
Well, thank you very much.
Amazing
I'm
work.
glad to be able to deliver. I am genuine. I'm like, the bit for me is going, if I just change everything to be like that, like poet line structure, is that going to make everything easier, or is that?
Yeah, I'm kind of like, I'm looking at it, I'm like, it looks better. I think it reads better as well. Like,
Well, that's a peek, I suppose, behind my particular writing process of how I write poems, because I'm not particularly like I'm not great with like grammar and spelling and like what academic English of like
Yeah.
writing correctly of the thing.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm more of a spoken word poet, because I'm not, because someone would need to decipher and punctuate and stuff like. But that's how I write. Basically, how I'm gonna like a lot of times how I'm gonna perform or used to is I would write. It would be like a line. It wouldn't matter how it was, but like everyone would be almost like a breath in my delivery pattern, so you could read them and sort of still know my structure because it would be but then there would be bits that I would do the exceptions, so that's not a super insight into it, but it's interesting how it works the same.
Yeah, no, I think it's I think for monologues and things, I think this is a much better way of.
That's how I got into spoken word, was seeing these beautiful spoken word pieces going, these are excellent monologues. And that's not to depreciate poetry or monologues, but that was just that from the acting background, that was the connection I saw and went, oh, it's like a monologue you can write yourself that can go on a bunch of emotions because the structure of that allows you to. And as well, just,
And I think also as well, because a lot of how I write, especially from when it comes to monologues, I think is informed by knowing so many wonderfully talented poets and also, I guess, being married to one as well.
And also being one.
Oh, thank you.
I'm going to make sure that you are included in that list.
Thank you. I appreciate that. But yeah, I think my writing is definitely informed by that kind of rhythm and that kind of style of storytelling. So I think it weirdly makes sense to format it like this, to have it kind of split up like this. But yeah, I'll know that for next time. I'll go through.
I'm gonna try this for other stuff actually and see if I just like how things sound better.
Well, yeah, because again, this kind of is something that the host of, I can't remember their name unfortunately, which is very unfortunate. But for the person who hosts From Hamlet to Hamilton, like they sort of talk about like consider writing in this kind of verse style, because the way they defined it was like a poem is if it rhymes and a verse is just it has a line break, which I'm kind of like, I'm pretty sure there are quite a lot of people who would disagree with that, but for this purpose it absolutely makes sense.
Is it Emily Snyder the name?
Yes, yes.
I just quickly googled it because I also wanted to have that tabs because it sounded very interesting. So
like she was very interesting to speak to, and we had lots of very interesting conversations about how because for something like this it is very not a technical script, but it's like you've got sound, music, that kind of thing. It is written up in a technical way, whereas the original story was written in a sort of prose style. So it's interesting kind of going between the two, and there was a really big discussion about like how do we format scripts, and I think it's interesting to format monologues like this in this sort of more verse or kind of poetic style, whatever you want to call it. Because I definitely do it for the Tower scripts. There's definitely a sense of putting in like the line breaks are kind of deliberate in the monologues for the Tower. But yeah,
that's a thing for like when you're writing pauses, like because I think if I was like, because the way I speak there would probably be too many, and that's how I text people, like with a lot of either ellipses or it's a separate message to indicate that like it's a breath or it's a different, like.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry to distract.
No, not at all.
Was there anything else you wanted to get from that?
No, I think we've got everything for episode 2. To be honest, I think that's us. I mean, like I'm kind of I don't know if we've got enough time to.
I was gonna say I was like because three's the bigger one.
Three's the big one, yeah.
So that one probably deserves at least its.
Yeah, I'm just going through and formatting it just now. So.
Thank you. I can go in and do. Actually, I might let you do it because you probably like for your writing. So I was like, I could go and do, or do you want me to just do it from the?
Well, I'm just doing it just now.
I tried.
What happened there?
I tried to do a line break, and I think I'm gonna stop touching things now. I'm gonna just hands are off the keyboard.
I gave you editing privileges as a gesture of trust.
I'm in suggesting on my end. That's why.
I see.
Okay. I see.
But I'm just gonna go. Oops! I'm just gonna go through that very quickly and do that. But yeah,
I've got those.
I think it's like it's sounding really, really good. I think probably what we'll do is once I've downloaded all your takes and things, I'll spend next week Monday and Wednesday editing. So I'll start editing the first couple of episodes together.
Sweet.
Or maybe come up with, because I've had an idea for like a theme tune for like theme music for it, right? Because I've realized, so a big thing that I've realized, so what I've realized, something that TikTok is really useful for is like giving me ideas for like weird ways to play instruments. So
okay.
I've realized you can play acoustic guitar with a bow, and it's got a very particular sound. It's kind of like a violin, but it sounds very has a very particular tone to it that I can't quite.
It's like, have you ever heard someone play? This is going to sound mental. I promise you, this is true. Have you ever heard anyone play the saw before?
Yeah, musical saws are beautiful.
Yeah, because it's like with the bow as well, and I've always like there's like a haunting sound that you just
yeah,
to do the Lovecraft music of Eric Xanthing. Like, it would be impossible for one unversed in music to try and describe the particular notes. But
Dev, did you not know about EBOs? No, I did, but I meant like an actual proper like cello bow. I think because it's I've always been curious about EBOs, but I always I was in a band with somebody who had one and used it on something, and I feel like it kind of. I was just like, I mean, it sounds beautiful. They sound fantastic, but I don't know if it's just because the person in the band was using it through using it on a guitar that was being run through a load of effects and things. But yeah, I don't know. Like they never really did it for me. Whereas like basically, I've got an idea where I'm playing an acoustic guitar with a bow, and as well as like a little sort of piano thing underneath that sounds quite Silent Hill-esque. So I think I'm going to kind of go down that route. But yeah, I think probably next week will be editing 1 and 2, potentially some music stuff. But yeah, this is really exciting. So like, this is probably something we can talk about off stream, but like do you know roughly when you'll be able to record again, just while we're here?
Yeah, I was literally just getting me calendar up here to be able to say, because I don't want people don't want the good folks to be waiting.
Well, it's more just because I need to know how much space I need to fill, you know.
Oh, I've got you. So I mean that should be grand. So I can't do that one. I mean, I could do Wednesday the 7th, so literally the Wednesday after. It's not next week, but the week following.
Oh, amazing! Yeah, that'd be perfect. I think we talked about that. Yeah. That's fantastic.
Yeah, I think that one is still grand with me. There is nothing on for me there. Oh no, nearly put that in the entirely wrong person's calendar.
Okay, yeah, no, I've just
put it into the Loud Poets calendar.
I've just had the thought that episode 3 is going to take a while to format, just because there's so much of it, because it's real big. Okay, fantastic.
But then on the other side, 5 will be dead easy for.
Oh, 5's going to take no time at all. I think 5's pretty much already formatted like that, to be honest. Yeah, 5's pretty well formatted as is.
Yeah. And the Anam lines for 5 are done. Easy.
Well, you see, the thing is, right? I think
I could probably give you the Anam lines for 4 now as well, if you want. There's only like 2 of them.
No, I think we're good. I think episode 3 is probably going to take a whole session, just because.
Possibly, yeah.
The way it's going to work is that there's going to be a lot of doubling of lines.
Mm-hmm.
So like when you're kind of reading the notepads and things, I think there's going to be a lot of overdubbing and extra voices and things. So I think probably we're going to spend all of next time on episode 3.
Sweet.
But who knows? Maybe we'll kind of just barrel through it next. And then also episode 4, as much as it's like there's not a lot of Anam stuff, the monologues are chunky.
Chunky. They are
chunky paragraphs. Yeah, there's chunky monologues. That's the big exposition dump, I think.
Well, it looks like so. I believe I can soft lock in that the 14th is also
Oh,
potentially
amazing.
grand as well.
Okay.
So
Cool.
yeah, because I can do that.
All of a sudden, the 31st of January as a all of a sudden, like the end of January as a deadline is looking just a little bit scarier.
Oh, let's go. Oh, of the end of okay. So like
Well,
what would the
well, I mean, if we can do the 7th and we can do the 14th, then I think we'll get everything. I think because
what?
it means we've got the 7th and we can take all of the 7th to do episode 3 if we need to, and then we've got the 14th to do episodes 4 and 5 as well.
I mean, I am up for. I don't know for yourself. Like I am up. I know that episode 3 we want to give it the time it takes, and we can call it the thing. I am happy going a touch later. Like if on the 7th we go till we've got them, you know. But that is, I don't know what the stream rules.
No, like
like the stream police.
No. Well, I mean, we can maybe do a longer one on the 7th then, and then push forward.
Just if that's more helpful for you, because I can't like do my own share of editing things at the moment. When you're like, ooh, a week, and you're like, doesn't sound like a lot until you're like, but it could then be done a week sooner.
That's very true. Yeah. Well, I mean, like it's more just what I'm doing in the streams, honestly, at this point. Like I think that's something that's been really good about these streams, just because, or like working on something live on stream, is that there is a set time where I'll be working on this thing, and that's been really good because it means I don't have to worry about fitting it in with everything else. It's kind of already baked in. If only I could schedule the rest of my life this way. Yeah, it would make getting things done a lot easier. Mono Lord, he coming. Come on.
Okay, I believe you. I've just sent you like a download link for those takes.
On Discord, or email?
Oh no, I sent it to your email.
That amazing. Okay, cool.
No,
it's
I could do that. Literally can do that there. I don't know why I thought to email it. You're here. I mean, can say to you.
To be fair, we normally do email. But, amazing, cool. Right, I will get those downloaded just now. We'll start working. So right, okay, yeah, amazing. So, relatable freelance mood. So thank you very much, Mark. Thank you for coming along. It's been
thank you so much for having me. It's fantastic. An absolute pleasure.
And yeah, it's sounding really, really good. I can't wait to kind of get started editing on stuff. So with the noise suppression off, whenever you're doing lines, there's like a little bit of computer noise in the background, which is absolutely fine. We can filter that out, no problem. But it reminds me, so I think it's the Silt Verses, which is another fantastic audio drama you should listen to. When they started, so it's the team's like first time making an audio drama, I think. Or I don't know if it was specifically Silt Verses or the team that made the Silt Verses their first project. When they were making their first audio drama, they didn't have access to like a good, like proper soundproof space. So what they did was, to get around the fact that their actors had like quite a bit of background noise, was that they just set everything, like in every episode it was raining, and the rain, the white noise acted as a filter. And I'm like, that's amazing. That's so clever. That is good.
Really clever.
Like, because that's
yeah. Sorry, you go.
No, because like I was on a panel with this was a while ago, and like they said this, and I was sitting on mute in the Zoom call, and I'm like, oh my god, that's amazing. That's so clever. That's such a good way of dealing with that. Clever. Like,
that's so smart, because that's like, because you have received messages from me going, hi, can you make this better? Can you make this any better than I have? Because something went wrong on recording day. And to be able, and like, you know, there's always that sad thing where something happens and doesn't go, you know, something gets missed, and you're like, it's not quite the quality you want.
Yeah.
For any number of reasons, right? Just because you don't have, you know, but to be able to not just work within limitations, but make them to adapt in such a strong way. That's very clever.
Yeah, Mysterious makes a good point. Reminds me of early Silent Hill, how the fog was just to obscure the loading environment. I think it's kind of like a similar thing. I love that, you know, coming up with clever workarounds like that. I love stuff like that. And
I love that because some modern day video game makers have forgotten some of the old school things that they've done. I'm not gonna have a big rant, but I'm playing through a very new game that definitely had a lot of money into it, and it's got this whole thing when you are about 5 feet away from people, it obviously drops processing power, so their animations become jankier. And so you get closer to them, and then they move swish. But you're never. But it's only when you're close to people that would be like uncomfortably close to be in the game. So for anyone else, it's just like everyone's moving just slightly frame droppy.
No.
And so it's like like the people like fog, that'll make it better. Like, some clever things.
Yeah, I'm kind
Castlevania was real hard because they were like, we can only program so much game. So
Yeah. We need to keep them playing longer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I keep going back and forth on whether to buy Sonic Frontiers, but I've basically just said to my family, Sonic Frontiers is out, and then gone. If they give it to me for Christmas, I'll play it. Otherwise, I'm not going to spend money on it by myself. Like,
it's a great gamble. Go out there and be like, this thing. If it happens, it happens.
Yes, it's out there. It's out there. Like, because the thing is, I have a Switch as well, so it's not going to be a good version of the game. I'm going to get the most broken of the broken game. It's going to be great. So, if you would like to, every day I get closer to buying Sonic Frontiers. I'm so glad I'm not the only one, because the reviews are so mixed. Because I don't know if anyone else follows the Gymquisition or Podquisition, but like, basically you've got one person saying this game is the worst thing that has ever existed, and another person saying, yeah, it's kind of broken, but I'm kind of enjoying it. And then the person who makes the Sonic fan dubs, incidentally, is like, it's not the best, but as a Sonic fan, I'm loving it. And I'm like, oh, I'm all of these things. I'm all three of these people, like, smushed together. Haven't decided.
Sonic fandom being contested over something, that's never happened.
I desperately wish I could say I'm not part of the fandom, but however, I need to accept.
You're allowed to be part of a fandom, and I don't think there's anything wrong with saying you're part of a fandom. It's problematic when, like, as a fandom, when you feel bad about talking about the fandom, because that, like, innately it goes, why is our fandom, like, we have problems, but what fandom doesn't, right? Like, often fans are the worst parts of most fandoms, but they're also the best parts of fandoms. So,
Goblin Mixtape says, I haven't decided between getting in on the Switch or PC. I think I definitely get it on the Switch, just because PC is also where I work, and I have deadlines, I have things to do, and I don't want to spend all of my time playing Sonic Frontiers, because I will. Right, I'm gonna kind of get stuff wrapped up. So if you want to find out more about Mark's stuff, there's a link in the chat just now. It's command we like Ike.
We like Ike.
So Mark, is there anything you would like to plug while you are here on stream?
Mostly, say thank you very much to yourself for having me, and I'll be back. If you want to check out my stuff, check out the link tree in the we like Ike. The thing on there that sort of doesn't suppose directly link to other than to my socials is I Am Loud or Loud Poets, which are like at the nights
on the screen just now. I managed to
are they on the screen just now as well? So like that is always want to make sure to plug them, because I wouldn't have met Dev if not through.
That's very true, isn't it? Yeah.
And through those nights, and there's been an awful lot of amazing opportunities that I've got from just being at those nights and meeting people at those nights and meeting awesome performers and things like that. So yeah, go check them out. If you happen to be in Edinburgh in a few weeks on the 16th of December, that's when our next live show is. Or if you're kicking about in Edinburgh and you want to do poetry on this Monday coming, the 28th, last Monday of the month, we have our open mic at Kilderkin in Edinburgh, which is good fun to be able to do again.
They're really good open mic nights. The open mic nights are always like I kind of started doing spoken word poetry by going to I Am Loud's open mic nights. So like go to them if you can. Obviously if you're not in Scotland, don't come all the way over here for them. They're great, but they're not that good.
But for you folk that aren't in Scotland, if you are watching this, the I Am Loud does have a Patreon, and all of our shows this year have been filmed in full. And for as little as £5 a month, you can watch all of those shows, which will include at some point when I have managed to catch up to it, like a lot of like our Fringe shows. We filmed every single one of our Fringe videos. We did like 20 shows, so there's
Oh my
lots of stuff
goodness.
on there. So if you are international and you do want to check out some of that stuff, go on there. As I mentioned last time, go on the YouTube. There is a video of Dev doing a Star Trek poem. That's great.
A much younger Dev. Dev
Oh,
with
oh.
Dev with beard.
There's the from the short hair to the long hair mark, then back to this length, and from little beard to this spiky curly thing that's happening at the moment. But yeah, thank you very much for having. Thank you for letting me plug those things.
Anytime.
But this is awesome.
Yeah, so it's sounding really, really good. So we'll be editing next week, which is very exciting. Same time, 8 p.m. UK time, 3 p.m. Eastern. So thank you very much for coming along. Thanks for sticking around. It's wonderful being able to share this part of the process, in particular, just because I feel like this is the part of the process that is kind of it can be quite an isolated process, because you're sort of you're trying to act dramatically, you're trying to act as part of a story, but at the same time, like, you're cut off from your audience. So it's nice to kind of have it being coming together in real time, which is wonderful. But so there'll be more peeks behind the curtain next week. If you want to find out more about what we do, there's a link in the chat just now. But we'll be back on Monday for some editing, and then before you know it, Mark will be back with us recording the rest of the series. So thank you very much, Mark. Thanks for coming along, and I hope everyone watching, I hope you all enjoy the rest of your week. Thank you very much. Good night.